Hey everyone, Aaron Stewart from the Littlle Black Couch. I guess I'll do the phone thing. I'm supposed to, right? Just to make sure everything's cool. Oh dear, that's not what I want. Oh, okay. Boom, I'm good. Oh, so it thinks I'm shaking it. So, okay. Hey, thanks for being here today. My name is Aaron Stewart from the Littlle Black Couch. Good to be with you. It looks like I have turned off some things, right? I need to turn on that. No, that's not the one we want to turn on. I want to turn on this one. No. That one? No, that's not it. That one. There I am. That's my name. And it seems like we've got another one. No, that's not it. Anyway, I apologize. I had to shoot some things earlier today there we go. That's how it's supposed to look. I shot some video for Mr. Nick Fitzgerald earlier today, so I had to turn off some things, and I didn't remember to put them back on. So not really, I should take these. I'm not smart. I shouldn't wear glasses. So anyway, thanks for joining me today. I am so excited about finally getting to answer a question that was asked of me a while back, embarrassingly over 2 weeks ago. But we're going to get into it now, and I'm finally going to take care of what I promised to answer weeks ago. So let's do it. Good, baby. That's nice. It's good stuff. So thanks for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And I guess I need to keep this up so I can see. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. I'm putting that right here so I can see. Oh, but it's not going now. Anyway. So good to be with you here today. As you saw in the title, maybe you didn't see the title, but wanted to talk a little bit about the long-term benefits of SEO to us as entrepreneurs, those of us that are making this transition or have already been here for a long time to the online world, and why we need to make sure that we are doing everything that we can do, okay, within reason, to make sure that down the road our business is okay. Guys, I just see so many people making this mistake, and so I wanted to touch on it a little bit. And to get the discussion started, we definitely want to bring in our buddy. Oh, he's sad. So that's not what I wanted to do. But for those of you that don't do what I'm going to be talking about, it can be a little depressing, because what's going to happen is you're going to work super, super hard on your business, and it's going to be like on a treadmill. You're just going to continue to struggle and struggle and struggle and never really get ahead, and never get to the point where you hear a lot of, Russell Brunson makes mention of this, where it's a struggle and you're pushing the rock up, and eventually, in entrepreneurship, you get one idea over the top and then it just kind of takes off and it's easy. Well, I can promise you this, that if you don't do some of the things that we talk about today, you're going to be pushing a lot longer than you really need to be. And when you do finally get it over the hill ain't going to be that big. Okay, so if you're not doing these things that we're talking about, you're going to struggle. Okay, and so this all came about. A buddy of mine was over here, and after I did a podcast today, and obviously I'm doing a live right now. Well, when I get done with these, when I publish these, when I post them out there, then I go through a series of, I go through a lot of work, right? And you kind of have to, in order to get the message out there, because we're dealing with a bunch of internet hogs. Frankly, I mean, we're dealing with the big name folks out there that have the Tony Robbins and the Russell Brunsons and all these guys that have a lot to say, but they've also got a lot of money, and they have minions doing all their work for them, right? So they can get their message out far and wide, and we smaller entrepreneurs have to really, really struggle and work hard to get it done. So I've talked about this before, that after we publish, sometimes we have to run out, and I run out and create a bunch of different sized graphics. And I talk about the iPod episode or whatever, and I put on there, where you can find it, and then you go out and stick it on like everywhere, right? You put it on Pinterest, you put it on Tumblr, you put it on LinkedIn, you put it on Twitter, you put it on Facebook, you make sure you get it out on Instagram. I mean, you just go all over. And even after, just because this went live on Facebook right now, I make sure that it's on YouTube. And then I make sure that the thumbnails are on it, because you get 3 times more click with thumbnails. And then I make sure that you've got your graphics going out there, pushing everybody back here. Even on Facebook, I'll put up a graphic or 2 in a few days from now, just so I can hopefully get the message out that, hey, I'm going live and I've got something to say, and I think you might be able to learn from this. And hopefully you'll begin eventually to know, like, and trust me, right? And we can do business together. So that's what you have to do to get it all out there. And we're competing with such big, deep pockets that we have to be super smart about it. And it's frustrating. It takes a lot of time, but let me tell you the benefit of it. Okay, so I'm going to bring up my iPad really quickly, because it's just one screen I want to show. It's one of my favorite screens that we do in our SEO training, but I'll bring it up real quick on the iPad. Okay, we can see it there. So obviously this is with our little company, Solo SEO, but we get into a discussion with our folks about, let me see if I can just bring myself up. No? Let's see here. No, that didn't work. Here, and then here, and then if I go here, that didn't work. Here. Anyway, I tried, ladies and gentlemen. Select all. That's not going to do it. Oh, dear me. That's not good at all. Anyway, okay, so here's the slide that I like to show. And this kind of gives us an idea of what we're talking about when it comes to search engine optimization, right? You've got pay-per-click, which is where a lot of people do this. And a lot of short-sighted people do just PPC or just Facebook ads, okay? And that's where you have to give money in order to get traffic, right? So we have to give them a bunch of money, and then we get some traffic back, and then hopefully our offer is good enough that we make more money than we spend, okay? And then you've got search engine optimization, which is building up your content, doing enough so Google knows who you are. And then when somebody goes into Google and searches for products that you offer, then they're able to find you. Okay, so that's kind of the benefit of it. Now, part of doing SEO is making sure that you get your message out as far and wide as possible. Okay, because there are ways to leverage very powerful properties and get links from these properties back to wherever you want folks to show up. Okay, so it may be like live. If I want people to come here to the live and learn more about and subscribe and do whatever, and then I've got like a messenger bot and all that kind of stuff that will do some marketing and try to get them to give me their email address, or maybe I take, they go to my Facebook page and I have their, hey, my website's up here, and they can click on it and they can find me on my website, and then lo and behold, I've got an opt-in page there, or a tripwire offer, or something like that, right? So I want to make sure that I have people coming and know where I am, and I want as many links as possible coming to my spot, coming to where I'm at, right? The more links I have, it's the more opportunities for people to find me, and the more links I have, the more important Google thinks I am. Okay, so when I go out and create all those graphics, and then I take a content that sort of explains what this video is about, and I go and post it on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and Tumblr and Pinterest and all those places, and I throw it out there, now I've got a link and I've got a bunch of content with keywords in it that relate to me, and it's telling Google that, hey, this guy is a content producer and he knows what he's talking about, because he is all over the place. So he's doing the work. Okay, that's another huge advantage of these guys that are bigger than us, that are publishing all over the place, is Google can't ignore them. And which means what? It means down the road, they're going to have so much free traffic, they're not going to have to pay for anything anymore. Where us, if we don't do this same thing and take the time to do it, even though it's completely annoying and time consuming and all that, then we are missing out on the gift that just keeps on giving. Okay, and that's what I talk about, the long-term benefit of SEO. So you know what? I know I said that was only going to do one screen. We're going to break up another screen. Okay, so this is why SEO is so important, is because once you get it out there and your content out there, it is yours forever. It's evergreen. And people can then stumble across and find you in any different place and get back to where you want them to go. And it's absolutely free, and it's free forever. It's always out there. There's no need to take it down. Okay, so that's why we go out and create graphics. Now, it used to be we couldn't really, the social media wasn't really a big part of SEO. But it is a part of SEO now. And so why I go out and post all these different graphics on all these different platforms is to try to, and I do it in sort of a drip pattern, right? Where you don't blast it, but you just take your time and every day, which can get very confusing. Like I've gone live every single day today, right? So I don't want to go every single day. So when I get done here and I create the graphics, I'm going to stick them out on Instagram tomorrow morning. But then that means that the one I did yesterday's got to go on Facebook, and the one I did the day before's got to go on, I think, LinkedIn or Twitter, right? And so I have to go out and manually copy the message and paste it. So it's not just a one-time thing, you create the graphics, but then you have to be very responsible and take care of that as it go through. Is it time-consuming? Absolutely it is. But you have to get it through your head that it's worth it in the long term. Because if you get to a point where you've pushed the rock over and you've been doing this all along, that rock will never stop. It's going to keep rolling downhill because you have developed so many different ways for people to find you, and you have proven to Google so many different ways that you are legit and know what you're talking about. And there's so much content out there with your keywords and what you're about and how to find you that they just can't ignore you anymore. You become an expert. And that is how you become an expert. And that's how you stay an expert. And that's why you see these big guys spending so much money. You know, I'm going to do a live and just go and start I'll just show you examples of what these guys do, because it is mind-boggling. And that's what we're competing against as solopreneurs. We are competing against these guys. Well, there's no other way to do it but start climbing somewhere and slowly get up to the point where you do get over and you do become. And so we either got to use automation, we either got to do it ourselves, we got to figure out a way to make sure that we're getting the content out there. And obviously, that's kind of what we're working on with the project we're on. In fact, let me do this. I actually worked this up a little bit. Let me see if it works now. Oh, so yeah, I wanted to announce that. So the sixth full sample or test of our automation posting to all these different platforms was successful. I got the email today about it. So that was super cool. But yeah, it is frustrating, it is time consuming, but it has to be done. So we either have to do it manually or we have to find an automation that does it for us. I've been so frustrated by doing it manually, but I will still do it. Even if I didn't have automation to help me, I would still do it because I know down the line, it will be worth it. That it will be evergreen and it will continue to produce forever if I do the work up front. It's like a savings account. It's like investing in Apple. It's like all of that stuff. It's like investing for your future. By doing a little extra right now, it will pay off huge dividends down the road. It's compounding interest down the road for your business. Okay, so that's the long-term benefit of doing all this little stuff that I do. And essentially, I think what the question was is like, my gosh, man, it seems like you're posting every single day. And yeah, I am posting every single day. It's not the business that I grew up doing, but I've realized as an entrepreneur in this day and age, it's the business now. It's how things have to get done now. And so we have to do it, and we have to do it in order to take advantage of the long-term effects of all that work right now. A little extra work right now will pay off 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times down the road because it just keeps building. Okay, let me do this. Okay, let's say we're all out trick-or-treating. Okay, love to trick-or-treat. We've got trick-or-treating coming up. Have you ever been to those houses where they say, you've got the houses where they just want to, take one, And then you've got the houses, and it's usually like towards later in the evening, and they're like, take as much as you want, or take a handful, right? And there's those kids that be like, no, and they still take one. Okay, and then there's the opportunity to freaking take a handful and shove it in your pillowcase or whatever you got with you. Well, all of these social media sites that we're able to post, right? We post our little graphic, we post our little URL, and then they give us an area to post some content. So post in there, put in the message that you included with the video, and when you get the video transcribed, however you do it, go back in and throw that content in as much as it will possibly hold in all those different locations. Take the handful. If Twitter gives you the opportunity to take a handful from Twitter. Take a handful from LinkedIn. Take as much as you possibly can. Gobble up as much real estate as you possibly can, because down the road, that real estate is going to be worth something to you. Okay? It will appreciate. Okay, so take that opportunity to gather. And these are really huge, wonderful platforms that Google loves and respects. And when they see all this linking to you and they see all this content that links to you and has all your keywords and all this stuff in it, you become an expert. You become trusted, a trusted source for your topic. You become an influencer. So hopefully that's helpful to everybody. I had another buddy, Jeff, tell me that I needed to start the show by saying, the doctor is in, but I just haven't got the guts to do that yet. So maybe I'll try it tomorrow. But I will say that thank you for being an entrepreneur. Thank you for joining me here today. Thank you for taking on the task of sticking your neck out there to solve the world's problems. This is the most efficient way. Entrepreneurship is the most efficient way to solve the world's problems. And we need to be creative and thinking and learning, and we never, ever can stop trying to make the world a better place. And I appreciate those who have joined me in this quest, and I am passionate about helping those of you who dare to dream find those solutions, right? And find the life that you want to live. So happy to help you any way I can. Until next time, Aaron Stewart saying, from the Littlle Black Couch, be good and do well, and the doctor is out. I don't like it.